Hello and welcome to the second episode of our video blog. Today is May 1st, 2023. We're 2 days away from our takeoff, and before long, we will be in Warsaw and doing another episode from the train to Ukraine. But before then, we would like to answer a few questions that have been coming in. People are asking, what are we planning to do in Ukraine? As we said before, this is not going to be a tourist trip as it usually is for us. Our plates are full. We're hoping to accomplish a lot. We don't know if we will be able to do all that. A lot depends on the war schedule, rather than our schedule. So it's very difficult to make appointments. It's very difficult to get commitments from the people, but we'll try. We'll try. So Elena and I will go through the list very quickly. So I'm Igor Yazno. This is my wife, Elena. We introduced ourselves before. It doesn't hurt to do it again. So the first thing we're going to do, one of the things we will be doing when we get to Ukraine, is to develop the Sister City Initiative. This is a very interesting project started by a group of volunteers from Connecticut who created this program for 3 towns in Connecticut and connected them to 3 towns in Ukraine and helping them a great deal. These folks will be in Ukraine. They are there already, and we will be meeting with them and driving around, having meetings. We would like to see how much synergy exists between us and what we can do together. The people at Calabasas City are very interested. There are other places in California that are interested as well, and we are very excited to be doing that. Another project we have is to be able to meet with members of the Jewish community of Kiev and perhaps other towns in Ukraine. We're meeting with the rabbis, we're meeting with the regular people. One of the questions we will be posing to them is, what does it mean to be a Jew living in Ukraine right now? This is a subject that requires a much deeper and longer discussion, and we will do that.
We can do a separate episode on just that issue.
We will talk about it at length, but not at this point, right? So, but this is one of the directions we are taking. And then when the war started, a bit more than a year ago, some of our friends have taken up weapons and became soldiers. They've served in the army before, in the Ukrainian army before, and then they were called up again and went to defend their towns and villages and cities, and they've been serving all this time. One of such men was recently wounded on the east part of Ukraine, and a few of his friends were killed immediately, and he was lucky enough to survive. We're very happy that he was able to. He is with us right now. He is recuperating in Kiev as we speak, so we are scheduled to meet with him. We will meet other veterans. We will visit military hospitals, doctors, and we will try to visit orphanages as well.
That will be difficult. I don't know. But another thing that we're planning to do is with your generous donations that we have received, we're bringing the money with us. And we will be assigned to a few different doctors. And with them, we will go and purchase medications. And the reason why we're buying medication there is because of the prices of the meds that are less expensive in Ukraine. And also, there's no need for us to worry about the prescription and all the other restrictions that are here in America. And so we will be going with the doctors, buying the medication, and then actually traveling in the ambulance, which is kind of nerve-wracking, but going in their ambulances to the remote areas, to when the doctors conduct the exams or whatever consultations, and we will be giving out the medications that are helping the doctors with distributing medications to the people that are not getting it any other way. Um, Another thing on the list is we've been working with some people that have uh, became started to basically rescue abandoned animals, because you can imagine the war and the occupied areas or bombed out areas or areas where people had to leave without their pets. The pets are abandoned. So there are actually people in Ukraine that get up and go and collect those abandoned animals, and they shelter them in their homes. So a couple of those people we've been working with, one of them is a girl that's 21 years old, and we've been donating money for her. She built a couple of cages and shelters for the animals because her parents live in the countryside, and she's actually collecting all those abandoned animals and brings them there. So this is another thing that we will be doing, meeting her. And I believe that this is kind of like leading us to the next item on our list. The plan is to not only meet with these people and do all these required things, whatever we duties that we're supposed to be doing, but actually hear their stories. We want to collect stories of different kinds of people, different paths of lives, people that are chefs in the restaurants, people that are actors, people that own very successful tour companies, people that have ordinary people, people that had businesses that whose lives on February 24th completely turned upside down. We want to present these little short stories of how people's lives changed from day one to day two, and how they're coping with the war, and what are they planning to do, and how do they find strength to carry on, because of it. And I think it's very important because we've been going or we've been going through a lot of different feelings, a lot of anxieties for this trip. We don't want to hide the feelings that that what we're going through. I think it's important to to address the gorilla in the room, but we're dealing with it. We have to do it. We want to do it. We're not brave. We're not crazy. We're not stupid, but we feel the need to go and to be one with people of Ukraine, to feel what it's like to be there. This is the idea, right? This is what we wanted to do.
Right, and I think people want to be heard, and every time we talk to someone, they're just bursting with information. They want to tell their story. We want them to know that these folks from America are out there, and they want to hear them. We want to hear their stories. We want to record them. We want to share them with our friends as well. It is very important to them. We've been following what's going on in Ukraine very closely. Just a few days ago, there was a terrible attack on the town of Uman, halfway between Kiev and Odessa. It's a famous Jewish holy place, and there is no strategic value to this town whatsoever. And yet, there was a missile attack, and 20 some people were killed, including
Six
including
children.
six children. A multi-story apartment building was destroyed. It's completely uncalled for. And yesterday, at 2 o'clock in the morning, local time, 2:30 a.m. in Kiev, there was a missile attack as well. This morning we woke up and started calling our friends to find out how they're coping. And luckily, everyone is in good shape. But this is something that we will be part of as well. We will have to go through these air raid sirens and figure out what to do at 2 o'clock in the morning. So we prepared. We have our apartment is located across the street from a metro station, a subway station where it's very deep underground, and we will just grab our emergency packaging and bags and run across the street to the metro station and be there for the duration of the air raid. So this is something that is awaiting for us. We know that we prepared. We are prepared, and we're asking you once again to share this video, to stay in touch. We thank you for your donations. We thank you for your comments that we've received on the YouTube channel, on our websites, and so on. We appreciate your attention very, very much.
And your support of us with of what we're doing. So we will try to keep it going.
Slava Ukraini!
Героям слава!